We saw that rain earlier. It's starting to transition into snow a little bit.
Yes, we're right at the precipice of a warm front coming in, which sounds kind of confusing when we're talking about rain and snow, but I'll break it down in better detail for you in our full weather hit. But let's take a quick look outside right now, and you'll just get a glimpse of that wintry mix over the city right now, low-lying clouds and a little bit of reduced visibility at the surface. And of course, we have this freezing rain warning in effect for Calgary and areas to the northeast of us, including the QE2 there. Right now, driving conditions are looking pretty good in Calgary, despite what you're seeing on the screen here, but definitely seeing more slick conditions on the QE2 there. When we take a look at the next 24 hours, we only have a bit more time with this wet system before things clear out overnight. We get that nice sunshine back in the forecast right on time for midweek Wednesday there. Your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit 5thavvw.com.
For those animals.
Our director, Kelsey, just asked if my cat Olive would like some pet hamsters.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good mix.
Maybe for a little snack, but no, they'll find a great home, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just a one-day thing, this weather, right? Tomorrow it improves, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's really been the theme for our weather story in November so far. But we do see more of a sustained cool-off a little later in the next week. So we'll focus on that later. Let's talk about what's going on right now. You can see that reduced visibility on our Skywatch weather camera there. It's because we have this warm front just on our doorstep in Calgary that's lifting all that light warm air over the cold air at the surface and creating that instability and the freezing drizzle we're dealing with right now. Not too breezy out there though. Very calm winds this hour in Calgary, just at around 4 kilometers an hour, variable direction, a little stronger closer to the southwest foothills there, Pincher Creek up to 50 kilometers an hour right now. Over the last 24 hours, comparing where we're at right now versus this time yesterday, we're 9 degrees cooler. So definitely instability in the air right now. And we have that wintry mix enveloping Calgary currently. Here's a look at what's going on here. It is a weak low pressure system, but it does have the classic cold front and warm front attached to it. So really creating that messy mix there. And what we need to do, what's important to know, is warm front moves slower than the cold front. So this cold front is going to catch up to the warm front a little later this evening, and that'll start to dissipate the conditions, and we'll get some nice clearing as this system starts to move out, and then a ridge of high pressure back in for Wednesday. But right now, we are seeing still some freezing rain warnings just to the east of Calgary. So good news, this has probably just updated, because the last time I looked, Calgary and the QE2 were involved in the freezing rain warning. That has lifted, but still involves some areas, again, to the east of us on the Trans-Canada there, and then fog advisories as you extend into Saskatchewan. So when we look at the rainfall for the next 24 hours, we're in the thick of it right now, but it starts to taper off right at around 10, 11 o'clock tonight. A little bit of a different story for Banff. It'll take a little while longer, but you'll see it ease off in the early morning hours of Wednesday. Very quiet in Lethbridge. They missed most of this system today, but saw a little bit of that freezing drizzle in the morning hours during their morning commute. So walking through the future cast here, again, a couple more hours of this, and then we see that clearing take hold for Wednesday morning. And then it's a pretty quiet future cast for the next couple of days here. So lots of sunshine for Wednesday there. Winds will be calm as well. So a beautiful setup for tomorrow. And then a little bit of cloud on Thursday. But then as we get into Friday, the jet stream will readjust, and that's going to get us a little windier, but still that'll help get us to a nice high of 9 degrees. Keep in mind the seasonal temperature for this time of year is just 1. So nice positive temperatures throughout the week.
I heard some comments today that some people would like some colder weather, a little bit of snow, just to get them into the holiday spirit.
We should see a little bit of that in November. We really haven't had much, but if you do like the warm conditions, you got one more weekend of it. Speaking of visibility, though, for a moment here, you know visibility is bad out there when we have to use the lamp post shot here, and that's what we're dealing with right now. A lot of snowfall, currently wet snow, so not ideal driving conditions currently. We're sitting at 0 degrees. That's all we got to for our high today as well. Close to normal, but just not quite there. A nice warm up on the way, though, as we get into midweek, gradually getting up to 9 degrees by the weekend and some decently positive temperatures for Saturday and Sunday as well. But yes, looking ahead to about Tuesday next week, cooler air mass starts to push in, and we'll see a longer stretch of cooler conditions with some snow.
Gina joins us now, and I guess that's what precipitated some snowfall today, too.
Yeah, exactly. And we're really seeing the bulk of it fall right now as we're on the edge of a warm front that's pushing into Calgary, which I know sounds a little contradicting that we're seeing a warm front and snow, but I'll break that down for you in more detail in our next hit here. But what we need to know right now is zero out there, reduced visibility outside of the station right now, and certainly on the roads as well. And we're seeing that mixed precip around Calgary tracking to the northeast. So we do have some watches and warnings still in effect. Freezing rain warning not in Calgary, but just to the east of us on the Trans-Canada Highway there, transitioning into a fog advisory. We should start to see this snow lighten up and end by around 10 o'clock tonight, and then we see a nice clearing effect by the morning and a nice warm up by midweek. I'll have more on the nice above seasonal temperatures returning back to the forecast coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Gina. Let's bring Gina back in as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast. So a little bit of snow, but will it last?
Not for much longer. Only a couple more hours of this wet weather system before we'll see it dissipate, and then a nice ridge of high pressure back on tap for midweek. But right now we are seeing the pressure fall. It's already dropped a couple of millibars since I last checked last hour. Winds circulating in a whole bunch of different directions, but right now out of the north-northwest at 19 kilometers an hour. So they've picked up as well, those winds, and they're coming from that cooler direction right now, and that's allowing for the rain we saw earlier to transition to the snowfall we're seeing now. We're sitting at 0 degrees currently. That was our high for today, and normal for this time of year is about 1 degree. So it feels cool and wet and kind of miserable out there, but this is actually usually what November looks like. -1 up at Red Deer, same in Edmonton along the QE2 there. Now a lot of the roads in and around Calgary are dealing with some slick conditions right now. Here's a look at that low that's just riding right along the Rockies there, but it has that warm front that's developed that's creating that lift that allows for this precipitation we're seeing. Right behind it, though, is the cold front, so that will catch up to the warm front a little later this evening, and once that happens, these lows lose that energy, they snuff out, and like I mentioned, that ridge will move in. We're already seeing that freezing rain warning that was over Calgary earlier this afternoon track to the east of us, and its proximity is getting smaller and smaller throughout the course of the evening here. So that should wrap up again probably at around 10 o'clock tonight. We'll see the end of the snow falling, but here's a look at some of the roads in Calgary, Crowchild, at Sarcee, and then Deerfoot Trail as well. Very wet out there. Take it slow, and really reduced visibility on Highway 3 west of Medicine Hat right now. But the rainfall tapers off throughout the next couple of hours, clearing conditions overnight. A cool start to Wednesday morning. So with this precipitation that we've seen, it could be slippery out on the roads for tomorrow morning as well, but we'll improve to 4 degrees above seasonal on Wednesday there. And then we start to ride the jet stream a little bit over Thursday and Friday. We're on the warm side of it, but we'll get breezy conditions as we enter into Friday there from the west at 20 to 40 kilometers an hour. But that helps us get to that nice high of 9 degrees. Saturday is looking great as well. So is Sunday, but we start to see more cold air move in. That could produce some flurries, and we'll see more of a cool off next week. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast.
Kind of amazing, right?
So
smart.
I love it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, trending today is all about skills, too. So we're going to start off with a childhood toy that I think, will all remember, but I don't know about kids today. We were happy to get the Slinky to walk down the stairs. I don't know. These two are Slinky masters.
What the heck?
Wow. This video has gone viral, actually. About 57 million views on it now, with a lot of people commenting they want a Slinky back and they want to learn how to do this.
My Slinky was just silver, not a...
Same. It wasn't neon green. Yes, it was silver. Yeah.
It didn't move like that.
No, that's pretty cool, though.
So cool.
Well, speaking of skills, check out these smooth moves. Dave Curry, he can't stop moving his feet. This UK dancer can be seen in bars and parks, sometimes even on the street. Posts videos all the time getting his groove on. You don't need a partner when you're this good. You just do all the dancing yourself.
Flies through the room, right?
It's got 150,000 Instagram followers.
Wow.
I love the jeans.
I know, the jeans are cool too. It's got it all going on. And finally, a skill no one really needs, but this man has it.
Hello, this is my impression of the iPhone keyboard when you were typing a text to your friend.
That's basically perfect. I don't know how he figured out he had that talent, but yeah. He's got the speed of the typing, he's got the backspacing sound, he nailed it.
How long did he practice that?
How long did he practice? I don't know. Yeah.
More than the Slinkies, I think.
Yes.
Maybe.
Pretty good, though.
Yeah, that wintry mix still over Calgary right now. Driving conditions out there are not ideal. I looked at Alberta 511. Definitely slick, snow-covered roads in the city. Of course, that snow is melting on contact, but it's slippery out there. And visibility is quite low right now, too. That's why you're seeing the lamppost in this shot here, because we can't really see anything beyond that site. So 0 degrees currently. That was our high today. Trending just a little below normal, but obviously feels very gloomy out there with the conditions right now. And this is where we're at on the radar satellite, still seeing a lot of that snow actually circulating back into Calgary now from the northwest. But this will all start to move east and dissipate throughout the evening, calming things down, and then we get a nice clearing overnight. This ridge starts to develop over parts of western Canada, mostly in BC, tracks into Alberta more on your Thursday and Friday, and flattens out as well. So you can see the jet stream right over Calgary here. So breezy on Friday and likely into Saturday as well. But that'll help keep things warm and above seasonal throughout the weekend. Gradually, we'll start to see temperatures cool off into next week. But your Action Furnace 24-hour forecast, again, brought to you by Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free, shows that snow tapering off right around 10 o'clock tonight. Nice sunny start for the morning there, but a little brisk, but back up to above seasonal by Wednesday afternoon.
Good stuff, Glenn. Thank you for that. Let's get our final peek at the weather, Gina.
Yeah, we're still dealing with some mixed precipitation over the city right now, but that'll dissipate over the next few hours, then back into some nice sunshine. Maybe we'll get a sunrise like this one that Robert captured in Medicine Hat earlier this week for our weather window, brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Now, it's been a pretty solid, steady November so far. We've seen a lot of sunshine, a lot of temperatures above seasonal. That trend continues for much of this week, getting to that peak high of 9 degrees on Friday with some stronger westerly winds. But when we look at that 10-day forecast, yeah, all good things have to come to an end. And eventually we'll get more of that winter-like feel starting next week. But this weekend, maybe just hold on to the nice, pleasant conditions and take advantage of it.
Couldn't fight it forever, I suppose.
Exactly.
We had to welcome winter eventually. Thank you, Gina. And thank you for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. For breaking news anytime, go to our website. See you tomorrow.